Welcome to M20 Fitness. This is intro class number 5, and we make these to help you get accustomed to the whole M20 Fitness program. So I'm going to take you through an entire movement plan from start to finish. Do it with me. More importantly, maybe grab a buddy and both of you do it with me. It's a great way to get your exercise. There are 4 phases to every movement plan: a warm-up, scoring some of the 20 movements, a challenge, and then the cool down. So here's the movement video. You're welcome to do it with me, or if you have your own routine for getting your mind and your body ready for exercise, go ahead and do that instead. We'll see you when it's time to score some movements. Every good movement plan starts with a warm-up. I've got mine, and I'm going to share it with you now, and I welcome you to do it with me. If you already have your own, please do yours. Anything's fine as long as it gets your mind and body ready to do the exercise. I like to start with my hands out, thumbs forward, and do some small arm rolls to the front. Keep them small and tight, and you're just working those small muscles, getting them warmed up. Then we're going to take the thumbs and point them back and do small circles to the back. Again, nice tight small circles. You can feel the little muscles and connectors starting to warm up. Okay, now I want you to open up your palms, face them forward, and we're going to tilt side to side. Try and increase your range of motion as you're going back and forth. Also, go ahead and widen your stance a touch in the middle. This will slightly change the way this movement affects your warm-up. Okay, now we're going to twist the entire torso. So I want your arms out and just spin one way and then spin the other. I'm really coming up on my back foot, up onto the toe, as I try and extend, twist in each direction, extending the range of motion. Then we're going to do the chicken wings. So the arms are going to open and close. You can feel this in your chest and your back. Kind of loosening up those muscles. Heart starting to pump a little bit. And then the next motion with your hands, you're going to start with them by your side. One goes forward and one goes back, and they meet up above you. And then just come back down and up the other way. So you're doing large circles in opposite directions. And you can start to speed that up a little. And I like to put a little dip into it. And each time I maybe get a little bit deeper. Starting to get my whole body into it now. All right. Now we're going to take it up to the top. Neck rolls one direction. And we'll take it the other way. Okay, let's take it down to the shoulders. We're going to roll them forward. So scrunch them up, rotate them forward, lower them as much as you can to bring them back. We'll go the other direction, backwards rolls. Loosening up everything around your shoulder and necks. Okay, next thing we're going to do a shoulder roll. So try and hold your hips still and rotate just the upper torso around. And of course we'll do this the other way too. Okay, let's take it a little further down. Now try and hold your shoulders still over your ankles, and just your hips are going to move. Rotate those in one direction. And then we'll switch it and go the other way. Okay, now we're going to take it all the way down your knees. So try and hold your hips still, and your knees are going to rotate in one direction. Really exaggerate that such that your ankles are flexing as well. And then we'll take it the other way. Okay, now that we're down here in the legs, we're going to take one leg and pick it up. If you'd like to hold onto a chair or a wall for extra balance, feel free to do so. I'm going to hold my leg and we're going to do ankle rolls one way. And then back the other way. And then point and flex that toe. Now we're just going to swing this leg. Again, hold onto the chair or the wall if you need to. We're just swinging that leg back and forth. And we're going to do the same thing on the other leg now. So bring this up Ankle rotation one way, ankle rotation the other way, and then point and flex that toe. Then we're going to go ahead and swing this leg. Okay, we're almost done with the warm-up. What we're going to do is get a nice wide stance with the toes pointed forward, lunge out to one side. We'll just feel that stretch. Hold it for a second. And now what I want you to do is point your toes in the direction that you're lunging, but hold that lunge still. So we're just changing that stretch, getting different parts of the legs. Okay. Let's bring toes back to pointing forward, and we'll take the lunge out to the other direction. Toes remain pointing forward. We'll hold that out there for a little bit. And now what I want you to do is point your toes in the direction that you're lunging. Okay, so that's a good dynamic warm-up. What I want you to do is take another minute and on your own, get anything you feel might be a little tight, a little stiff, and really start getting your head and your body ready, because we're going to jump into scoring some movements next. Keep moving. Okay, great job with the warm-up. Now we're going to dive right into scoring 3 movements. We're going to do number 15, the tennis ball bounce, 16, the jumping jacks, and 17, the hip openers. We're going to do all of these movements at level 1 because this is an intro class. Make sure you really know about the movements and you'll be ready to progress forward from there. Okay, so first is the tennis ball bounce. You're going to need a tennis ball for this, and the whole idea is doing as many reps as you can in 2 minutes. I'm going to get the timer going here. Of course, it closed on me. And a rep looks like this. With one hand, you're going to throw it down and then catch it with both hands. Throw with the other hand and catch it with both hands. Each time you throw it and catch it is a rep. So 1, 2, 3. As many of those as you can in 2 minutes, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. Now this one's all about hand-eye coordination. For some of you, this could be quite challenging at level 1, and we're going to work at it and get better at better. This might be easy for others too, and that's okay. You're ready for level 2 perhaps, which would be 2 balls, or even level 3, which would be 2 balls against a wall, where the balls are going horizontally. But for the sake of the intro class, we're focusing on level 1 and getting as many reps as we can. Alternate your throwing hand, gives you hand-eye coordination, gives you that fine motor coordination. This is the kind of thing you maybe haven't done in a long time, and it probably feels a little bit silly. It doesn't feel like exercise. But you know what? We're talking about movements that give your body confidence when done properly and regularly. So body confidence will come from hand-eye coordination, from the agility, from the fine motor skills. So this is a great one for doing. Great movement to do. We're about halfway through, 1 minute to go. If it's too easy, let's see them real rapid fire. Get as many as you can. You know, and if you're having a hard time, just take it nice and slow. Really focus on throwing it straight down and then catching it with both hands. Keep your eyes on the ball. If you drop it, make sure you're picking it up safely. I don't want you bending over at the waist and risking an injury. Stand directly over the ball. Bend down like with the squat with your body weight on your heels and recover the ball safely, okay? Very important not to get hurt on the tennis ball bounce. 25 seconds left. Great job. 15 seconds left. This will be the kind of movement that once you get better at it, you'll see it pay off in other aspects of everyday life. I've heard great feedback on this movement. A lot of people think it's kind of silly at first. It's not an exercise. I'll tell you what, and done. That's 2 minutes. When you get at the higher levels of this one, you're really using those tricep muscles. It's a great exercise on top of the agility, the hand-eye coordination, the fine motor skills it gives you. So keep working on the tennis ball bounce. But great job. This first time, what you do is score it. You can slide the bar if you're doing it with the iPhone app, or just record the number of reps you did at level 1. And we'll start getting ready to score the second movement. Grab a sip of water while I tell you about the jumping jacks. So level 1 of the jumping jacks is the simple movement where your feet are planted, have a slight bend in your knees, and you just raise your hands up above your head till they touch, and then back down to your sides for a rep. So it's just the upper part of a traditional jumping jack. Okay, that's level 1. Again, might be way too easy for you, but start here, see how many you can do in 2 minutes, and then you'll know how to progress from there as you encounter the jumping jack in regular movement plans. So I'll get the clock going for a little 2-minute countdown. 2, 1, go. And we're just going to do nice jumping jacks. This is one of those that doesn't feel like much in the beginning, and by the end, your shoulders are going to be burning. So don't burn yourself out too quickly. Find a nice pace that's right for you. Try and keep those elbows straight and try and get that full range of motion. This is a wonderful stretch for the upper body, your traps, your lats. So just a nice full range of motion, and every time your arms go up and come back down, it's a rep. As you get ready for higher levels and future movement plans, level 2 is where you step to the side as the arms go up. So it's kind of a bit more of a coordinated movement. And then you're probably very familiar with level 3, the full-blown jumping jack. Okay, but we're just doing level 1. So just the arms. You got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. We're just getting max reps of level 1 jumping jacks. And I'm already feeling it in my shoulders, so I'm going to do a quick shakeout. Just get a little stretch in my shoulders and keep moving. We're just under 1 minute to go. Now I told you, this felt pretty easy, pretty silly maybe for some of you at the beginning, just too easy perhaps, but my shoulders are burning right now. 45 seconds. Do a little stretch again, and keep moving throughout the whole 2 minutes as best I can. Excellent job with this at home. Nice, keep those knees bent slightly. You don't want to have your knees locked out. With this upper body movement, you want your lower body to be shock absorbers and absorbing some of that. Okay, 15 seconds left. Let's push hard for this. Get all the way through. Keep those arms straight. Your elbows aren't bent. You want to touch those hands to overhead and bring them all the way down to your sides. 3 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. All right, great job. Feeling that one in my shoulder. So as before, if you're using the iPhone app, go ahead and slide level 1 out on jumping jacks to capture the number of reps you just completed, or write it down if you're keeping score at home. I'll start to explain the third movement we're going to score today while you get a sip of water. So the last one is the hip opener. Okay, so this is all about making sure your hips are loose, strong, and well lubricated. Level 1 is using a wall as assist. Level 2 would be a PVC pipe, and level 3 would be nothing. But we're starting at level 1 with a wall assist, but the movement's the same. With my toes pointed out straight ahead, I'm going to lift my left leg till my thighs parallel with the ground, open it, put it down such that my toe is now pointed 90 degrees out, shift my weight and bring the other leg up, over, and close it. And that is 1 rep. And then I'll come back the other way, using the wall for support, and that would be 2 reps. So that we're going to score as many reps as we can in 2 minutes. Hip openers at level 1 using a wall assist. 3, 2, 1, go. So that's just 1 rep, and you can really feel this in your hip flexors, the stretch in your back, your hips especially, hence the word hip openers, are going to get a great workout with this one. The wall is just there for support. What I like to do is almost see if I can kind of not use the wall for a rep and then use it as I need to. We're 30 seconds in. Each time you move both legs, it's a rep. So that's a rep. Every time I shift 90 degrees, it is a rep, not out and back, but both legs move for a rep. Let me make sure I'm being clear here. So if I'm starting, that's half a rep, the other leg comes over, that's a full rep. So it would be 1, then my leg comes back, other leg comes back, that would be 2. So both legs move 1 time in order for it to be a rep. I have just under 1 minute left. I occasionally will feel my hip flexors getting tight. Go ahead and stretch them for a second, whatever kind of stretch you like. Grabbing your foot behind you, or maybe doing a bit of a modified lunge where you're opening up those hips, and then get right back into it. Complete a few more reps. 40 seconds left. Great job at home. This is another one of those movements that gets a little bit of controversy because it's not a traditional exercise. But by the end of the 2 minutes, you're feeling that burn in your hip flexor and maybe your core too. You know it's a real movement. And what's more important about this is not just the burn you feel while you're doing it, but your hips. Having strong, well-lubricated hips is one of the most essential things you can do for your body to keep it healthy for the journey ahead. So this is really preparing your body to be strong forever. And done. Finish that last rep. All right, so as before, we're going to score the number of reps that you completed. And that brings the second phase of the movement plan to a close, the scoring phase. So now we're going to move on to the challenge. Okay, the challenge that goes with the intro class number 5 is every minute on the minute. And this format will be used with different movements assigned to it. In this case, what happens is every minute on the minute, we're going to do 4 get up and downs. Now, if you're completing them quickly, you'll have some of that minute to rest, maybe a lot of that minute to rest, and that's okay. The goal is to make sure you're doing 4 perfect reps of get up and downs at the start of each minute, and then use the rest of that minute for recovery time. To review, level number 1, get up and downs, we'll be doing everything at level 1 here. Start at the standing position, and you're using both arms and both legs. So you're going to lower yourself down to the ground, put those hands down as you need to, roll onto your back, and back up using both hands, and come back to the standing position. That would be 1 rep. We're going to do 4 of those at the start of every minute, and then rest for the remainder of the minute. Okay? So I've got the clock set for 10 1-minute intervals. I'll get it going. We'll do this together. Have your water bottle nearby. That's odd. Let's get that going again. 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm just going to get down nice and slow and controlled, spin over to my back, all the way flat on my back, and then start working my way back up. That's 1. And I like to make sure I'm going to my left and then I'm going to my right. Just keeps it symmetrical. If you're not quite comfortable with that yet, don't worry. That would be 2. You're going to find your own way of getting up and down safely, using all your hands, both your hands, both arms, both legs. And the reason I'm emphasizing both is as we get to higher levels of the get up and down, one arm is being held up in the air and you don't use that to assist you. So that was 4 for me. 20 seconds left. If you're still doing your 4, keep going. Kind of shake it out and we'll get ready for the second minute. The whole idea is every minute on the minute we complete a certain amount of work. In this case, 4 get up and downs. So the second minute's coming up, and go. So now we owe 4 more get up and downs. Make sure you stand all the way up at the top before you begin your next rep. There's 2. I guess this should be called get down and get ups, huh? Because we do start at the up position. Never really thought of that. 3. And 4. So you find the way that's most comfortable for you to get up and down. There's no wrong way to do it, but you just want to make sure you're avoiding that injury, keeping your hips mobile, nice center of gravity. And we have 15 seconds left here in the second minute, so I'm going to shake it out a touch. I can feel my hips a little bit from the hip openers earlier. That's great. They're firing as part of my get up and down, and that helps. 2, 1, go. So this is minute number 3. 4 more get up and downs. Again, alternating the side to which I'm going, just to keep myself symmetrical. I'll walk through one. I like to step back with the leg, lower myself down to a lunge position, put my hands on the ground, and then kick my leg and butt underneath me and roll back. And then I roll back up the exact same way, using my hands, getting my weight on my heels and standing up. All right, 18 seconds left. So you'll find, at least I find, it takes a little bit more of the minute to complete the work each time, and that's okay. My rests get a little bit shorter, but you know what? We're getting near the finish line, and that's okay. It's supposed to be tiring. Taxing. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So here's round number 4. This is a great one. I mean, you don't think about getting up and down very often in daily life. Maybe you do it once, it's awkward, you survive it, and you don't do it again for 12 hours or for several days. But really focusing on doing these as repetitions get you more efficient, get your whole body engaged. Oh, actually did those 4 pretty quickly. 25 seconds left to rest, 20 now. Gonna shake it out a little. As I said, I was feeling it at my hip flexors from the hip opener, so I'm just gonna stretch those a little bit by dragging a foot behind me, twisting away from it. All right, now we're getting ready for round number 5. After this, we're gonna be halfway there. And go. 4 more get up and downs. Excellent job, everybody. Actually, I'm getting more efficient in my movement, so it's taking less time. Because now we have a full 30 seconds left. Excellent job. If you're still doing them, don't worry. If you need 50 seconds to get them done, that's fine. Slow and steady on this one. We're about doing 4 of these with proper form every minute. If you get to the point where you're not completing 4 and you run out of time, adjust it to 3. That's a perfectly fair modification. And get 3 done, and then use some time to rest. If that's too many, get 2 done per minute. You know how to modify it for yourself, and it's about making progress from wherever you are. And go. Minute number 6. What really matters is that you're spending a little focused time doing this particular movement properly. That's the most important thing. And as you get good at it, the challenge becomes more about making progress, tracking that progress, maybe even having some bragging rights with your friends. That's why I really always encourage you, do your exercise with a friend. You could do that because your friend's in the room with you, counting for you, pushing you, encouraging you. You can do it because you're doing it via M20. Your friend could be in a totally different state, but you're both able to do the same movement plan for that period of time and compare notes. Okay. Remember 4, and then rest with the remaining time of that minute. We'll get ready for coming up on the 7th minute here. 3, 2, 1, go. So minute number 7, all the way down until your shoulder blades touch the ground, and then you can begin coming back up until you're standing tall. I think each time I probably do it slightly differently, and that's okay. The idea is I'm very comfortable changing levels, going from vertical to horizontal and back. That's something that if you get comfortable doing in life, you'll have more confidence in your body for the journey ahead. And that's why we spend time on this particular movement. 20 seconds left. After this, we just have 3 more. 12 more get up and downs. 3 more minutes. And we'll do 4 get up and downs at each minute. So coming up on minute number 8 here, in 3, 2, 1, go. At the down part, you want your bottom and both shoulder blades touching. Your knees can still be up in the air. That's just fine. It's all about your butt and your shoulder blades against the ground at the bottom of the movement, and then standing fully straight at the top of the movement to complete the rep. All right, 28 seconds left. Getting those 4 movements done actually more efficiently, it feels like now, rather than slower or less efficiently, but still gives me the time to rest, shake it out a little bit, and then get ready for minute number 9. We're almost there with this challenge. Great job so far. And go. And there's 4. Excellent. So a little over 30 seconds left. Now, scoring of this challenge, when it's complete, you're going to slide the bar until you get to the number of the minute that you made it through. So in this case, if I get 4 in this final 10 minutes, my score will be 10. If I was only able to complete 4 up until minute number 6, and I failed on 7, I didn't get all 4 done in minute number 7, my score would be 6 for 6 minutes. A lot of people are going to get all 10, and that's great. And let's get that last 10th minute, go. So if I complete all 4 here before the minute is over, I will have successfully scored a 10 out of 10. Excellent job. This is it. After this one, we're all done with the challenge. So if you're still in there, keep going. I'm going to do one more for good luck. All right. So you got 22 seconds, 20 seconds left. Finish up those 4. If you got 4 in each of the 10 minutes, your score for this challenge is 10. And as I said, if you tripped up and didn't get all 4 done at some point along the way, your score becomes the highest minute that you did in sequence for get up and downs completely. And done. Awesome. Great job with the challenge. Scoring this one might have a lot of ties, and that's okay. This one's more about form and making sure you're doing 4 perfect get up and downs in each minute. So we might have a lot of people that are tied at 10 minutes. Everybody's a winner. That's all it means. So great job with the challenge. We now shift to the 4th phase of every intro class, and that's the cool down. I'm going to slap in the cool down video, which you're welcome to do with me. Or if you have your own cool down methodology, go ahead and employ that. And we'll see you at intro class number 6. Drink a lot of water, and remember, keep moving. Great job with the movement plan today. There's one more thing, the cool down. You have earned this. Let's start by sitting. Our feet are 90 degrees apart, and we're going to take it out towards one side, reaching down towards that toe. If you can reach your toe, I want you to pull on it so your calf is being stretched, your hamstrings being stretched. Take some deep breaths. We're just kind of winding down, getting our pulse back down, our body starting to relax. We're making sure our muscles are stretched. Do the same thing out to the other side. I'm sure you've just done a great job scoring against some movements, setting a new personal best. I'm sure you kicked some butt in the challenge. Hopefully you're going to tell your friend about how well you did. Make sure he or she does it too. Okay, I want you to reach with one hand towards that foot, but the other hand comes over your head and towards the opposite foot. You get a kind of twisting and a lateral stretch all at the same time. If your buddy hasn't done the challenge yet, make sure you ride them until they do. It's more fun when you've got a few friends doing it with you. And let's do it the opposite way. So right hand towards your left foot, and the left hand comes up and over towards that right foot. Some nice deep breaths. Okay, legs straight out in front of you. Pull one foot in, crossing the leg over, and just give that ankle a nice twist. And let's give that knee a nice hug. Pull that in as hard as you can. You really feel it in your hamstring and your glute. And And then go ahead and put your elbow on the outside of that knee and twist your body away from it. All right, now we need to do the same thing on the other side. So let's pull the other leg in, give it a little ankle twist. Now, as you're starting to recover and getting ready for the next movement plan, one of the things I want you to do is drink a lot of water. Go ahead and hug that knee. The water really helps with your body in recovery, getting all the toxins out, getting your muscles ready, and you get the most effect out of your workout if you hydrate well, both before and after. So knee goes on the outside, elbow on the outside of the knee rather, and twist away. Okay, now we're going to go into the cobra position and really stretch out the abdominals and the hip flexors. So starting from the push-up position, you're going to really arch that back. Now, I would never want you to do this during the push-up, but as a stretch, it's wonderful. Go ahead and look up towards the ceiling. You can really feel that all through the front of your body. Nice deep breath. Now we're going to take it up into downward dog, or an upside down V. Try and make your legs as straight as they can be, your arms and back as straight as they can be. And get your bottom up in the air. I'm feeling this in my calf muscles, my shoulder blades, and pretty much everything in between. All right, we're going to take it up to standing now. Get a little stretch in the upper body. So start with your right arm and pull it across your body. And then with your left arm, pull it towards you. Take a nice deep breath. All right, then we're going to take our left arm across our body, pull that towards you. And now your right hand, bring this up and down on the small of your back. And with your left hand, grab that right elbow, pull it down. Nice, standing tall, deep breath. And we'll do it the same with the left hand going behind your head. Your right hand grabbing that left elbow, pulling down. Then one last stretch, interlock your fingers, take them straight up and over your head, and just reach. Make yourself as tall as you can. Elongate everything. Big deep breath. And let it out nice and slow. Fantastic job with today's movement plan. As I said, make sure you drink some water and get ready for the next one. We can't wait to see you. Keep moving.